What's up, everyone? Welcome to Ben Spies Films Iceberg video. I've got Loki here and I've got Daniel Watson here. Daniel here, he made the Iceberg. I won't turn the computer around because you guys can see the iceberg anyway. So yeah, let's go down the iceberg.
Alright.
The first one is Ben Spies Films YouTube, which you guys are probably watching this on. So I created this account earlier this year when I was in England because I was like, you know what, I want to show my films to the world. Yes, I made the account, uploaded 40 Hour Fail, which was the first film uploaded. Started uploading a bit more. Yeah. What else?
And I guess we can't mention the YouTube without telling you to sub. So yeah.
Oh yeah, subscribe, like this video. The next thing in here, let's go Mr. Woodhouse. Mr. Woodhouse was my first ever filmmaking teacher back in year 9.
So am I. That's where we made the mid-kit.
We made the mid-kit. We made this suitcase film, which we'll talk about later, actually.
Yeah, which is not uploaded to Ben's YouTube yet, but it will be soon.
We also made a film called The Ring, which is actually lost media now.
And we'll be getting into that later on in the Iceberg.
Yes, sir. Do you have anything to say about Mr. Woodhouse?
Oh, what not to say. He let us play Just Dance in his classroom once. That was the greatest moment after year 13 filmmaking.
Yeah. Sweet, Mr. Woodhouse. Good film teacher. Mike and Ike's Sour Mega Mix. I wonder what that is. That is the lolly that we chose to be the rarest and most tasty lolly of Wellington for our party mix film. Funny story about Mike and Ike's Sour Mega Mix. The box in the film is essentially rubbish. I found it in the movie room downstairs of the hall of accommodation I live in. It was on the floor, empty, with a hole ripped in the side. And I picked it up and I thought, wow, we're going to use this.
Did we ever see the hole in the film?
I think
We tried to cover up.
We tried to cover it up, but I think you might be able to see. I tried to glue it together with blue tack because I don't have glue here.
I think you can see the bird edges of where it was opened around the side, but other than that, it looks pretty
I
good.
don't remember ever seeing the hole.
Which is quite funny because I was about to go to the shop because the only shop here that sells Mike and Ike's in Wellington is New World in what's that area called? The big New World.
Oh, yeah, not New World Fonda.
Oriental Bay, that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like $5. I was prepared to buy it. I mean, I saw it in the movie room. And I was like, what?
Oh no. I've actually recently found that you can also buy Mike Ike's at Dojo Outlet.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I need to go there.
There you go. I've actually never tried Mike and Ike's, so I don't know if it's tasty or not. Have you tried it?
Yeah, because I bought some down at a Dojo Outlet. And actually, they're really good. I would recommend them.
Sweet.
They seem good. I haven't tried them either.
All good. Alright, Loki. Loki is next on here. This man, yeah. Loki is pretty much one of our main actors. He acts in like almost every film.
Yeah, I think he's probably, besides Lachlan, he's probably appeared the most in your films, I would say. So
Most likely. Yeah.
Dedicated actor. Was the shittest actor, but now
Not even.
not terrible.
Honestly, like, if you go back through the films and you see everyone's acting, everyone gets progressively better and better as you get to like 40 Hour Fail. And in 40 Hour Fail, we're all like acting really good, which is good as. I mean, Loki here is amazing. But yeah, future films to come with Loki. He's gonna be an actor.
Hey, acting in the films, it's a blast. Can't wait to do more in the future.
All good. Alright, Toby is next. Toby is one of our very close friends. We love Toby. He's so sexy. He's down south in Dunedin right now. Unfortunately, we can't see him. Anyway, Toby is also an actor in our films. He was an actor in 40 Hour Fail. He acted in Parasite all the way back in 2020. And he did filmmaking with us for a long time. And yeah. What else to say about Toby, Daniel?
No, I think you knocked out every main point, but again, he's going to be in future films with us.
Yes, going to be in future films. Going to be in a very exciting future film, which I'll announce at the end of this video.
Of course.
Daniel is next on here. This man right here.
How's it going?
Daniel was the cameraman, or one of the cameramen, for 40 Hour Fail. Have you done any other films?
So my appearances in Ben's films, I was the cameraman for 40 Hour Fail, and I appeared also in the Medkit in 2019.
Oh, of course.
Those are my only appearances so far, but I'm going to be the upcoming cameraman for Ben's new film.
I wonder what that film is.
Yeah, and also a little minor role as well, so that's going to be good.
Yeah, the Medkit, which we'll talk about later, was Daniel's first acting role.
Yep.
Hopefully he acts again soon.
I think we're planning on that. I think, yeah.
We need to get this fella into more films. He will be making more appearances.
Yeah, I think from now
also, I mean, I did say this at the start of the video, Daniel was also the creator of this Iceberg, so thank you, Daniel.
Yep, of course.
Yeah. All credit goes to Daniel and the Iceberg creation. Collaborated with Ben himself. Even pulled this video together.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Alana is next. Alana is my partner, my girlfriend. Alana has been in It's Always Bloody and Carpety. She's also been in the Hong Kong action cinema project we just did through.
That was just released,
University.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as we're creating this video, that was just released. Yeah, Alana is also going to be an actor in future films. Yeah, she is great at acting.
Alana has been good actor, good cameraman too.
I've never really worked with Lana before, so
Should be working with her in some future projects.
Yes,
Yeah.
Alana also did some camera work, and she also helped me direct the Hong Kong film.
yeah, it's gonna be cool to work with Lana.
And actually,
films.
talking more about It's Always Bloody and Carpety, do we have it on the tier list?
We don't have it included on
Don't
the
have
tier
it
list.
on the tier list.
Alright, well, Always Bloody and Carpety is
We
actually
can do an
a film
impromptu
with
right now.
none of the original boys
No.
in, the process of making the film.
Yeah, I mean,
None of us, it's just Ben.
It's Always Bloody and Carpety isn't on here, so we might as well talk about it while
Yeah.
we're on.
Yeah, while we're on
Alana.
topic, let's go talk about it.
At the end of year 13, there was a competition called the Oscars, which is on here, right?
Yeah, it is
Yep.
on here in
So
tier
we'll,
3.
we'll talk about that more in depth. Before the Oscars, I wanted to make another film rather than just 40 Hour Fail to submit for that competition. So I asked my drama class of year 13 who wants to act in a film. And about 12, 13 people said they wanted to act, including Alana. So we put together a horror film, and in my personal opinion, it's probably one of my better made films. I know you guys don't like it as much because you're not in it, but
Well, I mean, I'm not in a lot of films, but a lot.
yeah, I mean, it's the first film without any of the boys acting.
It hurts. It hurt to watch it, but it overall was a good film.
It was overall really good work by Ben.
Yeah, no, it was a good, fun experience. On the topic of It's Always Blood and Carpety, that whole film was edited in one day, and I pulled an all-nighter to do it. Because
Crazy.
the submission for the Oscars was the day after, we finished filming. So I did an all-nighter, edited it all, and it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. It's good.
I did not actually know that. So.
Alright, moving on from Alana. Weapons and props. Do you want to just debrief us on what that means?
Yeah, so if you could just talk about some of the weapons and also just some of the more notable weapons and props that you've used in some of your films.
Okay.
I remember a few real notable ones.
Like for example, in Always Bloody and Carpety at the end, when who was it who stabs Alana in the stomach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had that. It's Always Blood and Carpety. We had that spear kind of thing, which was this random stick I grabbed from the filmmaking room. It has this little metal thing at the end. It's not even sharp. It's blunt. But yeah, we just use that as a weapon.
In
what
the
else?
fantasy film,
Fantasy film.
that sword I had, that steel sword.
Fantasy film is a good one to talk about.
That steel sword was real. It was completely blunt. There was no edge to it whatsoever. But the
Well,
handle, the corners of the handle were
Sharp.
actually sharp,
Yeah.
and it cut up my hands as I used it. And when I waved it around, my hands were getting cut up.
Wow.
Yeah. Damn. Props in the Journey film included the elf ears, which we found at the bottom of your trunk, your
Yeah, that's
costume
right.
trunk in your house.
Quite a lot of the costumes in a few of our films came from a random costume trunk in my house.
Yeah, including
Uh,
the famous wig that Lachlan wears in No Pants Day.
We'll get to the wig though.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that wig. That's gonna be a big
other
topic.
weapons props. We used guns in the Hong Kong film.
Yeah.
We used these sticks as swords in the Hong Kong film because we couldn't find any swords because apparently Wellington doesn't have any swords in the $2 shops. It's ridiculous.
Talk about that wheelchair and No Pants Day.
Sure, the wheelchair No Pants Day. Actually, we started this trend. In No Pants Day, we used the wheelchairs as dollies. So we had someone pushing or pulling on the wheelchair to move it as we're running in that opening scene of No Pants Day. And then after that, Mr. Brody and Mr. Woodhouse, our filmmaking teachers, they took wheelchairs from the office of the school, put them into the filmmaking room and said, if you want to use them as dollies, you can. So then everyone just started using them. And there was 3 wheelchairs in the filmmaking room after we started that.
I actually, during the production, I almost never got off the wheelchair and actually learned wheelchair tricks. I can do a wheelie on a wheelchair and completely hold it and move around normally on balancing
so
on the
towards
two
the
wheels.
end, towards our year 13 graduation, me and Loki were on the wheelchairs constantly in that little
Perfect
green
wheelie.
screen
It was
room,
it was
in the
amazing.
filmmaking room, and he learned to wheelie in just a few days, pretty much, and he could wheelie across the whole room.
Yeah, I could walk around wheeling naturally. I got good, man. I
Nice.
got good.
Yeah.
Alright, are we done with that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. We can move
Yeah.
on.
Next, Parasite fight scene. Oh wow.
Oh, what a
Yeah,
good
this
topic.
is one of the best.
Parasite
scenes.
fight scene is completely unedited because we ran out of time. So basically, Parasite, for those who don't know, was made during junior course week at my college, which was 3 days, and you do a little course, and I was doing a filmmaking course. So we had 3 days to make a film. On the first day, we just planned. On the second day, we filmed, and on the third day, we would edit. But on the third day, we still hadn't finished filming, so we spent half the day filming and the other half editing, which means we had about 4 hours to edit that whole film together. And so the very last fight scene, we just ran out of time for. So it's completely unedited, meaning you can hear so much stuff. You can hear Lachlan swear and go fuck.
I'm a dick.
Yeah, I'm a dick because I think I accidentally knee him in the dick. I grab this chair to hit him with, and as I'm grabbing the chair, the leg of the chair hits him in the side of his head. And everything in that fight scene is real. Not everything. Some of the punches were, obviously fake, and you can see that. But towards the end, when Lachlan jumps on me, that's completely real. It's covered by the printer,
I
unfortunately.
think that makes it better, to be honest.
But my
almost
scream in that
unedited.
is completely real. I was in so much pain. But it was so fun. Honestly, I can't stop laughing every time I watch it.
Oh, yes.
And the computer that you used in the film was one you just grabbed from a rubbish bin too,
The
eh?
computers, because we trashed that room basically with the computers and the keyboards. There was a dumpster, and in that dumpster there was 10 different computers, which were apparently all faulty. And we asked the janitor, can we use these computers for our film? And he was like, sure, take them, they're just not going to the dump anyway. So that's why we were able to trash computers and stuff. That fight scene was awesome.
It was entertaining to watch, especially if you know that it's real.
Yeah. Right, 40-hour fail is next on the Iceberg. You want to talk about that?
Wow,
one.
yeah,
It's a big one.
I think we should let you talk about this for a little bit.
Okay. 40-hour fail is probably our best film yet. It was our final film for year 13 for an assessment. Yeah, I'm just really proud of that film. I think it went really well. It got lots of applause at the Oscars, which was awesome. Yeah, you guys want to say anything?
Yeah, so pretty much when we were filming that, we were filming we were doing like long days, like really long days. I think later in the Iceberg we have an entry that says 12-hour days. So yeah, there were some days where we filmed 12 hours from morning until night, or from afternoon until like really really late, even early in the morning sometimes I think. Yeah, no, we spent a lot of time, but I'm really happy in how it turned out, and I honestly don't regret spending the time.
Yeah.
That we
It's
spent.
one of our most like rewatchable films. It doesn't get old.
Yeah.
It's amazing how like fast it goes for a 15-minute film.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It like seamlessly, not seamlessly, but it just works.
Oh.
Time flies by. You're not bored.
Yeah.
There's no slow parts to it. It's great. It's great.
And I
Master
think
editing.
I think the montage onwards is just peak. It's like it's so good. It's so fun to watch. That montage onwards, like the scene where we're running down the driveway, you get hit by the car. Holy crap! That scene was so hard to film. We were in the rain. It started raining, unfortunately, and we were in the rain for hours, literal hours, trying to perfect that scene.
And I was actually getting hit by the car too.
Yeah. Also, we had problems with the cameras. Like the lighting was just way too dark, and we had
Ollie's camera was now like malfunctioning when we were.
we had to play around with the lighting for hours because we just couldn't figure out how to get it right. When we finally did get it right, it started to rain. And I mean, we were filming. This was like at midnight or something.
Yeah, I guess I remember like your neighbor like came out of their house to see what was going on. Remember that?
Yeah, my parallel neighbor.
Yeah.
He came out of the house because I mean we were just screaming on the street at like midnight. So sorry.
So that kind of like pressured us to get the scene done.
We had to get the scene done to not disturb him.
Yeah, I was with that car crash scene though. Like, I was actually getting full on like ramming myself into the moving car.
Yeah.
That shit was like.
Fun fact: my dad drove that car, and that was Toby's car.
You know, it hurt. It hurt. Like all the pain, you could see that how painful it looked like it would be. That was how painful it was.
It was real. We actually ran him over with a car.
And then I landed on the concrete at the end. I messed up my arm, constantly landing on the concrete.
So almost like you actually had a broken arm.
All worth it.
All worth it. That scene looks amazing.
It ends up.
It looks. The car head looks really realistic actually. So.
But yeah, I mean that scene took ages to film because if the take was messed up, my dad had to reverse the car and then go again, and we needed to time it. So we needed to cue my dad to let him know when to drive, so that he would drive at the perfect time. We'd run down the driveway so he could hit Loki, and sometimes the cue didn't reach my dad, and he never drove up, or he would drive up too early. Anyway, it was a nightmare to film, but the end product was amazing. I'm really happy.
Great.
Yep.
Okay.
40 out of 10. Awesome. Costumes.
Yeah. So I guess the most prominent one would be the journey.
Yep, those were some great costumes.
That was definitely great. We got those costumes from the drama costume.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
when we were
gosh.
getting the costumes.
This is a good story.
Basically, we were rummaging around and there's this top shelf
Well,
that
so
holds
first of all,
costumes.
the costumes for the drama department at our college was in this massive container, and they had sorted out this container, and there was this massive shelf of plywood, and then there was just boxes and rungs with coat hangers with all the costumes. It was just this massive container with a bunch of costumes. It was really like compact and stuff, and we were rummaging for the costumes.
There was so much stuff on that top shelf.
Yeah, well, like
And then
boxes and stuff.
We were all looking around the bottom, and then Lachlan decided to look on the top shelf. He grabbed some like stuff, started moving around, and then suddenly just crack.
Yeah.
And
He applied the littlest bit of pressure to this plywood. It was not very well made. I mean, it was just this very thin sheet of plywood held with
just like I think it was like 3 brackets, 4 brackets. That was it.
I mean, there was so much there was like 20 boxes on top, and these boxes were filled to the brim with clothes.
And at
You
first,
can imagine how heavy that is.
when the shelf broke, it didn't break fully at first. It broke, so it was on a lean, coming down this way, and most of the boxes fell on the ground, and we were going, Oh,
we
no.
we freaked out. I mean,
yeah.
oh, I can't even just begin to describe the fear that was pumping through my heart, because I was a drama student and I did not want my drama teacher to hate me for absolutely destroying the costume container. Like, I mean, the shelf had just basically cracked off and all the boxes had fallen down. It was broken. And then a minute passes and
then the whole
thing falls out. It just becomes detached from the wall, collapses on top of us. Costumes go flying everywhere. Boxes come collapsing down on us.
Yeah, the last box was holding on.
It was a nightmare. And then we had to go get the teachers and show them the mess that we had accidentally created. Yeah. But we got the costumes. Yeah, we got let off the hook. And we got the costumes, and the costumes look great. So.
Yeah.
Yep, and then most of it was from there, and then the rest was just from my costume closet again. Like, we got the wizard hat for Ben's costume, and the white beard for this guy from May. We got the elf ears and the elf costume for Lachlan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh, those were some great costumes.
Good costume.
Yeah, I think that's the best costumes you've done out of any film, I think.
Oh yeah, and the cloak from Toby was also.
One more thing I want to highlight from costumes: your costume in the gambling scene in No Pants Day. That was just pretty funny with the cowboy hat. I mean, like,
and he was wearing a wig. No, wait, a cowboy hat.
That transition was so
It was
clean.
really clean.
I can just imagine Ben take off the wig. Don't you dare move a muscle. Like,
that is exactly how it went. I was like, "Don't you move."
yeah.
And that's a few takes, because I go.
Yeah, we're gonna put this cowboy hat on you, and you're gonna stay still.
And also, of course, the Hong Kong film as well.
Yeah, the Hong Kong film had a Michael Myers mask made by Eric, who helped us make that film.
Yeah, hang out right there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
Enough of costumes. Let's go to Mr. Brody, our filmmaking teacher. We had two, Mr. Woodhouse, Mr. Brody. Mr. Brody is amazing. He lets us borrow gear whenever we want. He supports us. He loves our films. He showcases our films to all the Year 8s who come to our old college to entice them into taking filmmaking, which is actually awesome. Talking about Mr. Brody, one of Mr. Brody's favourite films was No Pants Day, and that is next on the Iceberg.
Just want to say, this is probably, behind 40 Hour Fail, the next most infamous film of Ben's.
Yes.
And one of my personal favourites too.
No Pants Day is also my girlfriend Alana's favourite film.
Oh, there's so much background to that film.
No, there's so much
There
background.
is, and we're going to get into that background later in the Iceberg as well. Seriously.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
More in depth, yeah.
In layer 5, the last layer.
On its front, No Pants Day is a film idea that I pitched. I said, do you guys want to make a film where someone has lost their pants and they all come together and tell each other how they lost their pants, and Loki and Lachlan
For some
were like,
reason, we said yes.
well, at first they were like, no.
Yeah, at first we didn't want to run around college with no pants on, which is completely fair.
But I
Yeah,
pushed,
solid, yeah.
I pushed and I pushed, and I said, you guys, this is the film. Like, this film would be perfect. It would be amazing for our Year 12 filmmaking project. And eventually they said yes. And I'm so happy they did, because that film is
It
marvelous.
turned out really well. It was great.
Well, I think if we're talking about rewatchability, I think No Pants Day is
No
up
Pants
there.
Day is so rewatchable.
Maybe even higher
yeah.
than 40 Hour Fail, just because it's so short.
Yeah. Each segment, the flashback segments are just perfect in my opinion. We really nailed them.
We did. We did. It was
They're
great.
so funny to watch.
We really need to get more into it. Like, there's so much stuff to cover.
And something that I want to stress, I haven't even told you about this yet. Well, I mean, you probably remember anyways, but I was almost cast for No Pants Day.
He was.
You came up to me when we were walking home from school one day. I think I would have been in place with Alexander.
Ah, okay.
You said, do you want to take your pants off for a film? And I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, man. Yeah, I had that, yeah.
Yeah. There's also... Oh, Alexander has been in 2 films. He was in This Always Bloody and Carpty, and he was in No Pants Day. And he was the guy who who comes up and he's like, "Hey fellas," and he's also got no pants on. Yeah, no, awesome film. We'll get more in depth with No Pants Day later.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we go to Lachlan now or
minor character.
Minor character.
We'll save Lachlan for last because. Oh.
Yeah, that is.
Minor character roles.
Yeah, so few minor character roles. Let's just talk about some. So, for example, let's talk about Ollie and Cam in No Pants Day.
Yeah, Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith.
Oliver Pringle.
Cameron Smith was the Ishay who takes my pants in No Pants Day. Yeah, that was a great role. Like, I think Cam had a lot of fun with that.
Oh,
he really got
line
into it.
hits hard. Yeah.
He really got into it. Also, Ollie in No Pants Day, he was the guy who comes across with the wheelchair, and he's using his feet to move the wheelchair.
It was the same sentiment that we had in your film with Ollie, right? Where I remember I was getting interviewed on the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, I just stood up out of the wheelchair under the
We'll get into a film called The Fight Film later.
Yeah. I don't
Is
think.
Fight Film on here?
What film?
Fight Film?
It's not connected to Ben Spies' film.
It is not because it's not connected to Ben Spies' film, so we
But-
can get into it.
Well, let's
It
get
is
into it now.
connected to Ben.
Let's get. You can talk about it now because
Yeah.
it won't come up.
Might as well talk about
Alright, we'll talk about it now. The Fight Film. Year 13 film directed by me and Oliver Pringle. It is lost media.
We don't know that yet
it. Could be recoverable, maybe. We'll just have to see.
because well, when we left college, our college accounts got deleted, and their Fight Film was on their college accounts. However, the Fight Film was featured in the Oscars, and the Oscars, all the films that were featured on the Oscars was on a USB, and it is possible that Mr. Brody, the teacher who ran the Oscars, still has that USB. So maybe the Fight Film is recoverable. Yeah, the Fight Film featured my brother Daniel, and it featured my family name quite a lot.
I'll get into that. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, go on.
Basically, the film started with. Well, it took a lot of thinking about what the film was going to be about. We just knew we wanted it to be about a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, we wanted to be between Lachlan and Ben because our main actor is Lachlan Miriwai. Basically, what we decided on was a fight film that starred Lachlan that talk shit with another person in the college, and they were going to go and fight it out.
And you guys filmed this film in one day, right?
One day.
One
that's all
day,
it took.
and I wasn't at school that day. So I come back to school the next day, and they're like, "Ben, we've got a surprise for you in our film." I'm like, "Oh, okay, what is it?" And I start watching the film, and I realize that my brother is in the film, and I had no knowledge of this. Daniel comes home, we have dinner. He doesn't say a single thing to me that he was in my best friend's film.
The best part is that Daniel was actually, after the interviews and everything, the fight actually happens.
Yes, so my brother gets thrashed by Lachlan, and Lachlan also says what do you think? Someone asked Lachlan, "What do you think of Daniel Spies?" And then he's like, I hate him. I hate his family. His family are a bunch of pussies. I'm his family. Like, come on.
Wow. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, and it features Lachlan beating the shit out of Daniel Spies.
Yeah. Awesome film.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, we can't go away from that film without mentioning the workout scene. I think the music was really well done, to be honest.
The music was chosen by moi.
That was Limp Bizkit, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I had control over half the editing and the music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the music was really
I
well
love
done. for the workout scene,
One
so-
Little Slip at the end.
It took me a while to
That's
get
right.
that right.
Lachlan is one of our main actors, one of our best friends. He's been in many films. He was in the Ring film from year 9, that's Lost Media. He was in The Child Boomer, year 10. He was in Repent, year 11. He
Make
was
It as
in
well.
Parasite, year 10 as well.
Make
as
It
well.
Child Boomer as well.
In year 12, No Pants Day.
Yeah, I think
Year
almost
13, The Journey, 40
almost
Hour
every
Fail.
film.
I think he was there more than me because I only started filming with these guys year 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's been.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think-
Lachlan's been a long time actor.
Well, aside from the films you made this year, obviously away from him, you've been in the hall and stuff.
Yeah, but Lachlan was in a film this year, the Chocolate film.
Yeah, you're right. And I don't think he was included in It's Always Bloody in Cassidy as well. So.
Yeah, Lachlan Murray.
Alright, first tier done. We can have a stop there if you guys want.
Yeah, sweet. We're gonna have a little break.
We'll come back, guys. Don't you worry.
Alrighty, welcome back to tier 2 of the Iceberg. Loki is now wearing a face mask, because why not? Okay, first on the tier list. Sorry, Iceberg. Stop motion Lego films. Yeah, so before I made Spies Films YouTube, about 5 years before, I had a Lego stop motion account. I made a Fortnite Lego stop motion video. I made Infinity War stop motion videos, part 1 and part 2. I made like a Halloween special. I made a Harry Potter one. I made some other one, I can't remember. Yeah, that was another film account I used to have. I still have it. It's on YouTube somewhere.
So it is not lost media?
It's not lost media. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
I actually watched the videos the other day with Alana. I am not saying the name of the account though because it is cringe.
I'll find it. I'll put it needed.
We'll find it, guys, and we'll yeah.
Okay, next over is Frank Sinatra.
What does it even mean?
What does that mean?
I know you've used quite a bit of music by Frank Sinatra, and you're going to be using more of his music as well. So like My Way and 40 Hour Failure.
Well, yeah. So far then, I've only used My Way by Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra is one of the greatest of all time, in my personal opinion.
Seriously?
Yeah. Do you not like him?
Frank Sinatra, like the classical music guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a fan of classical music.
I mean, I'm not
I'm
really
a rock
fan.
dude. If you ever see Fight Film, you get it.
I'm not a fan of
Right now, I'm listening
type
to
of music, but
She Loves Me Not. Papa Roach.
Alright, Frank Sinatra is one of the greatest to ever do it, in my opinion. So, yeah, My Way was used in 40 Hour Fail at the very end, and Frank Sinatra will be used again in future films because he is amazing. 24 hours, in quotes. I guess this is the running joke in 40 Hour Fail that's used about 3 times. Where all the characters think we're only filming for 24 hours and not 40 hours. Yeah, do you want to say anything else about that?
yeah, no, it's just a kind of funny joke. I mean, I think out of any character, Lachlan messes it up the most. And you get really pissed towards the end.
I'm supposed to wear a face mask for.
10, 15 minutes?
Does it not say it on the back?
Okay. I kind of tore up where the were.
Yeah,
Don't worry, guys. I'll get it off eventually.
Yeah, no, 24 hours. Funny joke in 40 Hour Fail. Lachlan definitely does it the best. Yeah. Censorship. Does that mean the bleeping?
Yeah, so if you could explain, because some of your films you don't have any bleeping, some of them you do. Right.
Well, in No Pants Day, for example, there are swear words. We didn't bleep that because we didn't feel we needed to. But in 40 Hour Fail, we felt we needed to because that was going to be shown at the Koskins, which children would be attending. So we bleeped the swear words. And also, it kind of suits the film because it's like a documentary kind of style to bleep swear words, whereas No Pants Day would seem really random to bleep swear words. So yeah, bleeping, the censorship fit the style of 40 Hour Fail, and also we were showing it at the Koskins. Yeah, tier lists.
Alright, tier lists. So pretty much me and Ben they're on Instagram, we're chatting, and he asked me to put all of his films into a tier list. So I rewatched most of his films, ordered them in a tier list.
Do you have a tier list?
I do have a tier list.
Do you want to say what?
Yeah, so
we can talk about this for a while. Should we just go, while you're pulling up tier list, should we go to Hey Fellas real quick?
Yeah, we can go to Hey Fellas.
Hey Fellas, we talked about that a bit earlier. Alexander says that in No Pants Day. That might have been an improvised line, it was quite funny. Yeah, Alexander's character is just a creep who comes up to us without pants on because he saw us all without pants on.
And it's one of the best single sentence lines.
I think he would have done that in real life too, even if he wasn't filming for us.
Yeah,
He's an inclusive guy like that.
Hey fellas is probably one of the better single lines. It's quite funny. Stunts is also on here. Stunts. Oh, we could talk about that for a while ago. I mean, the car crash of Loki. That's a massive stunt.
Throwing into the water thing that we did super recently.
Yeah, we did Party Mix recently, and Loki was kicked into the water. That was awesome. I think this is on here though. Eh?
We have some small parts.
I mean, hey, you have the picture there, but yeah, you can mention it. You can mention it when we go into this.
So yeah, aftermath of Loki thrown into water. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so I have the tier list here.
Okay,
So
let's go back to the tier list now.
Yeah, so Ben asked me to do 2 tier lists. He asked me to do one about his films as a whole, and he also gave me, I think, about 12 scenes to also put into a separate tier list besides that. So in my tier list, it goes from S, A, B, C, and F. So in S, I have 40 Hour Fail and No Pants Day, my 2 personal favorites out of Ben's films. As we go to A, I have Choco Love and It's Always Bloody and Capity. I just think Choco Love is just like hilarious, and I think even though it was one of Ben's smaller films, maybe he didn't work on it for that long, I think he still did a good job. It's Always Bloody and Capity, just like super well made. Definitely deserves an A tier. I think Ben would probably put it in S himself, maybe.
Yeah, I reckon.
B, we have Party Mix, Repent, and Parasite. Yeah, I mean they're all just like they're all great. I love all of Ben's films, but
Baby Girl.
you know, I guess they're just not as good as
Yeah.
And Parasite. I mean, fight scene is an S, but I don't think it justifies the whole film. To be moved up.
In my personal opinion, Parasite is kind of trash, guys.
I mean, the fight scene just makes it a whole lot better though.
Rewatching it, I cringe every time. I have every film I've ever made or collaborated on my channel as like an archival thing. I don't think Parasite is a good film that I want to be showing people, but it's there for archival purposes.
Yeah, and then C and F, the Journey to Medkit, I have in C. The Medkit was kind of biased because it was only one of Ben's films that I was in.
Yeah, the Journey in C is a little bit low for me. I'd put it in B, I reckon.
And I mean, yeah, the Child Boomer is just like, ugh.
No, Child Boom is not good.
But like, I think the best thing for the fantasy film is that end part, because it always hits hard when everyone realizes they've been trying to go to a fish and chip store.
Yeah, that's a cool part.
I would put it high B. I'll put it
High B?
High B. And I'm
High B
actually
for the
interested that Chocolate Love made it A, considering we made the film and edited it and finished it within 48 hours.
Yeah.
That was for a 48-hour film festival.
I think it's a really clever idea, and it was funny. Yeah, I think you guys did a great job.
Cool.
Alright,
Alright.
tier list. Cool. Stunts. Other stunts we've done. We did lots of stunts in Hong Kong action film. Me and Loki worked on that.
Oh, those were fun.
Those were fun stunts.
And the headbutt
Perfect.
was crazy.
The headbutt. When I went to headbutt Loki, I was like, boom. I grab onto his shoulder, and I had long ass nails because I hadn't cut them for a few days. My nail bends back, starts bleeding.
Oh no.
I've still got bruising.
Oh yeah. Still coming out.
Wow.
So it bruised. It's still bruised. It was fine. We kept filming straight after, but yeah.
And when I fall from the headbutt, it looks really good. And that's because I wasn't actually headbutted, but it was completely accidental. But when he went to headbutt me, he put his whole body weight on me, and that's just me recoiling him from him pushing me. I actually fell.
Nice. Yeah. Other stunts? I don't think. I mean, Parasite had stunts at the end.
Yeah, I
fight
mean,
scene.
I guess there's not too many more. I mean, you could debate like Always Bloody and Capity, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there will be more stunts to come.
Of course.
I actually really love action films, and I would like to make an action film in the future with lots of stunts.
It actually took us quite a while to delve from just straight comedy style to actually trying to go for a proper action.
Yeah.
Because it was just like unknown territory for us.
Sanitarium virus. This is the virus in It's Always Bloody and Carpety. I think what I wrote was that there was a leak. I don't know. I haven't watched It's Always Bloody and Carpety in a while.
Yeah, I
But,
don't really watch it a lot either.
There was a. I'm just gonna assume there was a leak in a sanitarium factory.
I don't. Well, that wasn't very well shown in the film.
No.
It wasn't.
No,
It was actually a Weepigs virus.
It's like
Yeah.
there was
well,
a leak.
Sanitarium's the company that makes
There was
Weepigs.
a leak or something in the factory in New South Wales or something.
To be honest,
Yeah.
who knows Weepigs for the Sanitarium brand? People know Weepigs for Weepigs. And rugby, because All Blacks are sponsored heavily with Weepigs for some reason. Did you collect All Blacks rugby cards on Weepigs? I did.
No, I did not.
I
I
didn't
have
really-
some. I have some.
He has.
I have
Probably,
some. I have
yeah,
like
huge
3
on
or
Weepigs,
something. In a little container.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sanitarium virus is the rage-inducing virus in It's Always Bloody and Carpety. And I was also thinking of potentially continuing It's Always Bloody and Carpety, having another film set in the same world. The virus has taken over, just this time with the boys. That is something we could do.
Is that going to be your action film that you wanted to
Could be,
shoot for a while?
it could be a horror comedy action film where the virus breaks out, and instead of, you know, what happens at the school with the drum students, like what the plot of It's Always Blood and Carpety, it's the boys chilling and suddenly a zombie outbreak happens.
Yeah.
Potential future film idea that I've been thinking about.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Miss Malibu.
Oh,
That
the
is
greatest background character.
Yeah, we should talk about her minor character roles.
Yeah,
we
I
should
guess
have.
so, but
Well, we'll
it
save
deserves
the
its own
tier.
tier. So.
Miss Malibu is the beautiful bottle of
Miss Malibu.
That Lachlan so dearly loves in 40-Hour Fail. She's even credited at the very end.
As she deserves to be.
Yeah, Miss Malibu.
She
Anything else
was
to
an
say?
icon in the film.
She's an icon. Yeah,
Yeah, no, nothing else to say there. But yeah, love Miss Malibu.
love
No reason to it. We just love.
Maybe Ben decided to include it in the credits, so Hole by Celebrity Skin by Hole could play out a little longer. But I don't know.
Or Secret
Honestly,
Sponsorship.
maybe. I love that song. Robert Spies is next. Robert Spies is obviously my dad.
The cutest dude in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert Spies has drove the car in 40-Hour Fail, as we talked about, and he was the neighbour in Choco Love who comes up with the cookies.
Yeah.
And honestly,
great
that's my
acting.
favourite,
Great
by
acting.
the way.
I love my dad for that. That was amazing. Amazing acting. Yeah, no, just when you rewatch the cookie shuriken scene, my dad is like the highlight. It's
Oh, yeah.
actually crazy.
Well, speaking of parents, my mum actually shows up in
Mhm.
Yeah.
No Pants Day.
No
Yeah.
Pants Day, right?
As the crazy mum with the rolling pin.
Crazy
Yeah,
girl.
That's my mum.
Rolling pin that was gonna kill Loki, I think.
Yeah, she might make an appearance in future films.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Theatre kids? What does this one mean?
All the kids that you recruited for Always Bloody and
cool.
Carpety.
Yeah, the theatre crew that we worked with for It's Always Blood and Carpety, they were all people in my drama class. Yeah, they all acted very well. Very happy with how that film turned
Yeah, I
out.
think I think their acting was pretty good, yeah. In my opinion.
Awesome. Ishays. In No Pants Day, there's obviously the Ishay scene. What else with Ishays?
Yeah, so there's the HSC No Pants Day. Nothing else yet, but I think we're going to be shooting in one of Ben's future films another scene with like what 3 HAs together or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is a future film coming up with a scene where a bunch of Ishays basically try to beat us up. A bunch of 12-year-old Ishays. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take a break for a sec because we've hit the 15-minute mark.
And
I'm taking off the face mask.
Nice.
Look at that.
Do you feel
Look
refreshed?
how scary that is.
What did
Feel
that do?
refreshed?
for
I
you?
feel my face feels like jelly. Let's get close up for the camera, shall we?
Okay, yeah.
It's so bright as well.
eyes.
Okay.
God, that was terrible to wear.
Halls.
Yeah.
Halls.
Yeah, so pretty much just like explain like the whole competitions this year that you've participated in and stuff.
Cool. Well, I'm at Cumberland Hall. Loki is at
Victoria House.
Victoria House. And there was an inter-hall film competition this year. I was the director of photography for Cumberland's film, which was Solace. And I also helped Loki over at Vic House because Vic House had no one doing their film.
I was the only one.
Loki was the only one, and he was like, "Then come help. It's only me wanting to do this film." So I come over, we come up with an idea, I write a script, and then a bunch of people from Vic House decided to join last minute. We had Corbin and we had Alfie directing. That was awesome.
And their ideas were great. We were just got crunched for time a little, but we were all pretty happy with how that film turned out.
Yeah.
And that was
Party
Mix.
Mix. Yeah, halls, I guess the thing I can talk about is Hong Kong Action Cinema was filmed at the hall, at my hall.
Yep, cool. Okay.
Blooper reels. There is a blooper reel for It's Always Bloody and Carty. That's not on the channel. I probably won't post that either. But it exists. I've also been meaning to make a blooper reel for 40 Hour Fail. I haven't gone around to it.
And he needs to make it because I want to see it.
That would be a funny blooper reel. There's some funny clips in there. Yeah.
So no blue reels on the channel yet, but hopefully he uploads them at some point later.
Maybe.
So I'd love to see them.
Carmel.
Alright, I think
You talk about
I think you
Carmel.
need to
My
talk about
first
Carmel.
love. So, in Choco Love, there is a candy bar. Not a candy bar. The candy bar.
The candy.
Right.
Her name? Carmel. She was everything you wanted to go.
Okay.
Alright. Also, what is Kachok chocolate bar?
That was a random brand that I just made up on the spot. Kachok chocolate bar. I was trying to make it off. I got the idea from Kachow.
Right. Okay.
And that was where that came from. And Carmel was the chocolate bar that I'm trying to defend from Lachlan, the whole film. That sadly perishes in the end due to sunlight. Some would call it intense sunburn. Basically, skin cancer.
If we talk about Choco Love a little bit more, our prompt was Lovers on the Run. So we had to make a film about lovers on the run, but we wanted to make it unique. So the Lovers on the Run is chocolate, is Carmel, the chocolate bar, and Loki, the lovers, and the on the run from Lachlan, who's trying to eat Carmel. That's how we decided to make that genre unique.
Yeah.
Card games.
Right, so you've had a few card game appearances, mainly the poker scene in No Pants Day. I absolutely love that scene. I think that might be my one of my favorites, I'd say. I don't know if it quite beats out the Parasite fight scene.
Oh, surely.
But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, actually, fun fact about that card scene. We had no clue how to play poker.
Oh yeah, if you watch that scene,
Yeah.
it's
makes no
supposed to be poker. It does not make sense.
Yeah, if pulling
I
out
think-
5 kings, like that.
I think Lachlan's like,
I pulled out a hand of 7 aces.
yeah, I think Lachlan at one point is like, I draw 2, and then Lachlan's like, if you
draw 2, then
I draw 5.
Then I throw my cards at the wall.
It doesn't make sense.
Pull away.
Yeah, and then
I
he's
didn't think
walking.
I'd pull out 5.
You should have done like a royal flush or something instead of doing 5 kings. Like,
7 aces.
No, because
I love that scene.
then Rick pulls a sneaky on me. Oh, the editing in that was so good. How crude it was. Me throwing my cards at the wall and whipping.
yeah, that was
Hand
great.
That might be one of the best edited scenes.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew it at the time, but that was one of the best scenes you guys have come up with. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I love that scene. And also card games, we're playing
Go fish.
Go Fish in 40 Hour Fail.
Yeah.
That took us the most takes in the whole
I think
film.
it took about 30 or 40 takes.
Because we tried to do it in one shot, one take. And if someone messed up a line, we'd have to restart.
And all of us kept on messing up how to play Go Fish.
Yeah, actually it's in the final cut. Like, the order of the Go Fish is messed up, I think.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think.
people kept on messing up because they were trying to do their lines at the same time, and some people just forgot how to play Go Fish at the time.
Yeah, okay, enough about card games. 40 hour fail.
Alright, this is the announcement, I guess, if anyone, for anyone who doesn't know.
Our upcoming film.
I wanted to announce this at the end of the video, but it's on the tier list, so. Who wants to announce this?
I think you should. I think you're the director.
I mean, you're the one who, like, announced it, so...
Yeah.
40 Hour Fail 2, which is not actually number 2, is more of a continuation. It will be one full movie featuring that first 15 minutes of the first film.
You better get excited, Mr. Brody.
Oh yeah, Mr. Brody will get excited. It will be a fully fledged movie. It will be upwards of an hour. Our first more like feature film. 40 Hour Fail, the film. Filming later this year.
Yeah.
December, January. It will be amazing.
So filming is going to take place from about November to maybe somewhere in February, I would say, before people have to go back to uni and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're pulling in everyone 40 Hour Fail and a whole lot more just new characters.
New characters. I mean, new challenges.
Yeah.
Just more fledged out scenes. Like
Yeah, and it's going to be, it's gunning to be Ben's best film yet.
We're
So-
going to show it in cinemas.
yeah, we're gonna. Well, the plan is to book out a cinema for a premiere of the film because it is upwards of 1 hour. So yeah, it will be. I'm very excited for
So,
it.
yeah, no one knows-
I've been writing the script. I've been showing Daniel some.
Yeah, he's been showing me some
excerpts.
tidbits of scenes and stuff. It's looking good.
Mm.
No one knows when it's going to be out because obviously filming is going to be done probably in like early February sometime. Then Ben has to edit all of it, so maybe like sometime next year, mid next year or something.
It will come out next year. I will make sure it comes out next year.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for it. I'm very
yeah,
excited for it.
it's going to be great.
Alright, that is that tier done.
Alright, layer 3 of the
Should we
iceberg.
just go straight into tier 3?
Yeah, we can just go
Yep,
straight
let's
into
do it.
First,
Okay,
first
arguments in
Oh.
tier 3.
Before tier 3.
Another one?
Another one. Oh no, I'm not doing that shit. The hell no.
I think you've got to.
I think there's no way. You want to talk about arguments?
Yeah, so while Ben's doing that, talking about arguments, so there have been quite a few arguments between all the boys at some point throughout the filming.
Constantly.
Yeah, there were mainly arguments in 40 Hour Fail. I'm not sure about the other films, because I wasn't really in them. But in 40 Hour Fail,
There are arguments in every film.
40 Hour Fail, there were just huge arguments because, you know, there was a lot of times when people would not be free unannounced to film, or, you know,
When people would just cancel.
people would cancel last
Over
minute.
Pringle.
Well, oh yeah. But let's talk about you, Loki. We planned to film one weekend to try and get all the filming done. Loki, on the day before, on the Friday, before we would film on the Saturday, says, "Sorry guys, I'm in Leuven for the weekend." I'm not even gonna go more into it. 'Cause
Yeah, and also during the filming of
It's done.
40 Hour Fail, I don't know why, but I think Loki just kept on messing up the takes, and Ben just ripped into him.
Oh, it's cold. Fuck. Ah.
It's okay. It's okay, Ben. You need to smash that into your face more.
Yeah, but right there.
You can adjust it to how you need.
What the
Alright, there we go.
This is against my will. This is really
Yeah,
cold.
this is way too. My hands are jello.
Yeah, yeah.
That feels terrible.
Okay. Anyway, I can barely talk now. Ben's first film. My first film, at least through the filmmaking course at Carby College, was a suitcase film. It was like a 40-second film. It was just a small little project to get us used to the cameras. Yeah, that was my first film.
Yeah, and guess what? Ben still has that, but he just won't upload it for some reason.
I will upload it eventually.
Yeah, and guess what? It was orchestrated by me because I read out the lines as they were doing shots. Because it was mainly like a muted film. right? So yeah.
And actually, talking about that suitcase makes a reappearance in mine and Daniel's first debut film.
It was our year 10 film directed by me and Loki. It was absolutely it was just so bad, but like...
Yeah, I started a film before year 11 films with these guys. It was me and Daniel. There were 2 filmmaking classes, they were in one, me and Daniel were in the other. We made the worst film I've ever seen in my life. It was called like...
I don't even know if it had a title or not.
All it was 2.5 minutes of Daniel chasing a briefcase across a field. The most random stuff happens that no one has no clue what's happening.
Yeah, so you have, I don't know, you have like Loki sitting down with a briefcase. And then I like something like explodes and then the briefcase ends up across the whole field. I come steal it. Then like, I'm running. Loki like knocks me out or something. And he opens the briefcase and there's just bread in there.
And then I go... And the worst scene ever of me smashing my face in the bread.
Yeah, there was really no
like one of those squelch
I
sound
remember
effects.
I've seen this film, I remember. That's so funny.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen. I regret that film so much.
Yeah, there was no storyline. Now, to be fair, we were down one person. We were meant to have 3 people in a group. It was only us 2.
No, we were supposed to have 4.
4.
Yeah. And
So,
it was just me and Daniel because no one else, everyone else was already in 4, so we had to do a 2.
So our workload was heightened. I mean, I still don't think that's an excuse, to be honest. I think our film was just trash.
The film was trash.
Yeah,
It
but
was honestly overall still fun.
well,
It always is,
since I can't access my drive now, I guess it is lost media. Yeah,
Yeah, true.
honestly,
Yeah.
for the best.
probably for the best, I'd say.
No, lost media is never for the best.
Sometimes it is.
Aftermath of Loki thrown into water. So this is obviously in Party Max, we talked about this a little already in stunts. But Loki really does get thrown into the water, it's not visual effects or anything. This is in the Wellington waterfront.
Yeah, keep in mind this is in the dead of winter as well.
This wasn't a winter, yep.
So
It is freezing. It is so cold. The water is freezing. This man head first into the water. Amazing. I love you.
I love to dedicate to the scene.
So like, if you could just tell us, how did it feel when you first hit the water?
Well, beforehand, we were about to jump into the water, but then a random guy comes up along the waterfront and starts talking to us. He's very drunk or intoxicated.
That was so
Like-
funny. He gave us all beers.
And started talking about how he saw a spirit animal.
Yeah.
And,
And
then
then he broke out of prison?
he broke out of prison and
I don't know.
they've got him on probation or something. And then he was talking about how then he saw a spirit
Yeah.
animal and his life changed.
And it was a wolf.
It was a wolf.
Yeah. And then he gave us beers, and the beer that he gave was
was
slimy.
sticky. It was
no, yeah, it was slimy. It was sticky.
It was. Oh,
It had something on it.
Probably the same.
We still don't know. Yeah, maybe it was a face mask. Who knows? It was disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because we sat out there, because he talked for about an hour 15.
Oh yeah. We were there in the cold talking to this guy. I mean, he was chill. He was all good.
But it was just. I was sitting there in a shirt.
Yeah, but
I
we
got
wanted to film.
so
and
cold.
we didn't really know how to tell him bye. We're trying to film. So we just let him talk. But yeah, then the aftermath.
Basically, after he left, I was so cold because I'd been sitting there in a shirt for an hour 15 in cold, windy midnight Wellington. And I was freezing. And we tried to do whatever we could for the first 10 minutes to try and warm me up. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, I think I'm okay. I was running around the place trying to get body heat. I was doing star jumps. I was doing everything, trying to warm up. And then when I finally warmed up enough, I was just like, do it, throw me in the water. And we did it as quick as we could. And overall, the end scene looks great. It looks great.
Yeah.
And when I dove into the water, it was actually not as bad as I expected. It wasn't very cold. It was colder out of the water.
Wow.
And then when I jumped out, of course, I got Wellington Harbour water in my mouth, which messed up my taste buds for a few days.
Oh,
God.
that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was bad.
Did you like run to the showers after, or?
Yep, because there was a shower, an outside shower randomly beside where we were jumping in. So I ran to the outside shower and had a warm shower to warm up.
Nice.
And then walked all the way back to my hall in completely soaking wet clothes.
Dude. Crazy stuff you do for these films.
Yep, it was freezing.
So good on you, anyways.
That was awesome. Sylvia is next. Sylvia is Toby's girlfriend in 40 Hour Fail. She's from Canada and she is also not real. She's actually was it 52?
56.
Was it 56?
Yeah, 56-year-old man.
56-year-old man. There you go.
Somewhere.
We just thought it would be a funny joke to throw in because Toby's character's like chronically online. He's like always on his phone. That's why he gets the no technology challenge. So we thought it would be funny to throw in that stereotype of the Canadian girlfriend. So that was a funny joke in 40 Fail. And it made lots of people laugh at the end when we revealed that Sylvia is a 56-year-old man. That was a highlight.
Yeah, there have been a lot of people laughing at Oscars. So.
That was a great inclusion.
Brody Kelvin. Brody, we love you.
Calvin. Love him. Love him to
He
death.
has done some music for us. He is one of our longtime friends. He is a musician. He did music for Party Mix. We used one of the songs for Party Mix, and he made music specifically for Choco Love as well. Awesome musician. Thank you very much for letting us use your songs, Brody. We will request more songs in the future because your songs are
I believe, I think you guys are planning on making one for 40 Hour Fail too.
Yeah, we'll see.
And there's that montage scene that is in Party Mix. That is Brody Kelvin's music. That is such great music for the scene. It actually makes the scene.
It does fit it really well.
It really
doesn't
fit.
it?
And like Choco Love, the ending scene, Loki finds Carmel melted. That song, Brody, that was an amazing song.
It was.
He didn't make it specifically for Choco Love, but it was just a song of his that fit the scene very well. I mean, Brody's just an amazing.
But the chase scene was. The
chase scene music was made specifically for Choco Love.
What's his music account called?
I do not know.
I think it's Kelvin Brody on Spotify or something.
Yeah, I can
you should
find
go
it.
check it out.
We can probably link it in the
I
description
can link
after
it in
this.
the bio. Dude, this mask is killing me. Please can I take it off?
How long's
Hold
it
on.
been?
I don't know.
14.
I think it's been about 10 minutes.
Wait, like 3 more minutes.
Alright, shit, fine. It's like
Like
dripping.
some suffering, yeah.
It's dripping in my eyes,
I
man.
was doing that today. You gotta fuck it out.
I gotta fuck it out. Okay, next on this iceberg
Okay, after
is
this entry, you take it off.
is black scent.
Yeah.
I never realized what we were doing might have been black scent. But earlier this year, one of your friends who you showed No Pants Day to said, "Why are you guys doing black scent?" That was not the intention. we did not intend to do black scent for No Pants Day, our characters. We were just talking like in the style that I think what is his name, Lewis from Ant-Man. The character from Ant-Man, No Pants Day, the flashbacks are heavily inspired by Ant-Man, the Marvel film, the flashbacks that Lewis does, that character. And we were just talking in like him, like.
Yeah.
Apparently it's black scent though.
Yeah.
So not our intention, but you know. Yeah. Anything else to say about that?
No, it kind of did sound like Black Sea looking back at it now.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I have to add to that.
Yeah, no, nothing more to add. I think it's just pretty funny, to be honest.
It was pretty funny. It was funny. Dufresne. Dufresne is the name of the lolly black market dealer in
Party Mix.
Party Mix. I think the name Dufresne was created by Leo,
Which
who
is
plays
the...
Cletus.
Is that like a parody on like, is that a parody on like Dufresne or something?
Dufresne.
it was off
It was-
Andy Dufresne.
Oh,
From
from
the Shawshank
Redemption.
Redemption, yeah.
And then we changed the name, / Leo did, to Dufresne.
That's your origins of that name. Blocking people. Oh, this is
Yeah,
funny.
so pretty much this was year 9 filming. We were filming in year 9 in one of the hallways in college, and we weren't done with the scene yet. The bell rings, and Ben proceeds to tell me to block the entire hallway from all the people coming out of the classes. Now, there's no way I was going to do that. Sorry, Ben.
Bro, we had been filming all period, we were nearly done with our scene, and the scene is it was really complicated. This is for the ring. It was last meeting now, unfortunately. But, I mean, we had, like, clutter on the ground, right? And it was organised in a way that, like, we couldn't replicate it. It was random clutter. Like, for continuity, if we ever wanted to continue the scene, we wouldn't be able to. The bell rings, I'm like, Daniel, block the hallway, block the people. The people all streaming out of their classes to go to morning tea. I'm like, block them, don't let them come down the hallway, we're going to finish the scene. Daniel's not able to, and they just all walk past, and we're screwed. I don't remember what happens after that. But
Honestly, there were a lot of things on continuity throughout our films.
yeah.
And that's where one of our famous quotes came from, where whenever Ben would get like a bit like annoyed about something shifting, we'd go, "Continuity, Ben!" and then keep on screaming at him. We did that for a few things like, "We're losing daylight."
That's not on here, so we have to talk about that.
Yeah, we do.
For the journey, this originated from the journey. We spent the whole day filming the journey, and then towards the end, when they're at the beach, the sun starts going down. And we did not want to lose the sun because we would have no lighting whatsoever. We didn't have lighting equipment with us. We didn't have a sun as natural light. And we would not be able to finish the scene. And we needed to finish the scene because we were on a time frame. We couldn't film another day. And these guys, Loki, Lachlan, Toby, they were mucking around, doing shit all, and would just not film. And I just started saying, guys, we're going to lose daylight. We're going to lose daylight. We're losing daylight. And they started mocking me for it, and it became a thing, which is really funny now. And we kind of use it unironically now.
Every time we say hurry up
film,
or something,
if
that's what comes up.
If we're just saying hurry up, like, I mean, when we did the Hong Kong action film, we were inside that whole film, but we still said we're losing daylight. It's just one of our many things now. An inside joke. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Portuguese influence. I assume is talking about the Portuguese subtitles of 40 Hour Film on my channel. My family in Brazil don't speak English. I was born in Rio, so I have family in Brazil. And I wanted my grandparents and my family to be able to watch 40 Hour Fail because it is probably our best film, my favourite film that I've made. And I wanted them to be able to watch it and understand it. So I made a subtitled version of it with the help of my mum. And that's on my channel. That's the reason that's there. And I'm taking this off now, please.
Yep.
Let me do it. Let me give you the honors. Look at that. His face feels refreshed.
Alright, I feel very refreshed. Ugh. And slimy. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's like that, eh?
Right.
I had to sit there and go to get it all up.
Oh. Alright, next up. Car crash. We've actually
we already
we've
explained this
talked
pretty
about this
well,
a
to
lot.
be honest.
So I think we can just...
It was just such an exciting topic.
It was.
Yeah, but really good scene. Yeah, we can probably just move on to
We
the
can
next one.
probably move on. Where am I going?
Coscars. Let's do
Coscars. Okay, Coscars. We've mentioned this quite a few times throughout this video. Coscars is Carpty College Oscars. So Coscars. Which is just a film competition for all the student filmmakers at the college to showcase their films that they've made throughout the year in front of an audience, and then you win awards at the end like the Oscars. Yeah, I mean, that was awesome. It was an awesome experience. 40 Hour Fail won Best Sound. It's Always Bloody and Carpty won Best Year 13 Film overall. And the fight film that Loki made with Ollie, that won Best Editing. Yeah. And then Mr. Brody came up to me afterwards and said, I think we should switch around what you won. 40 Hour Fail winning the Best Year 13, and It's Always Bloody and Carpty winning Best Sound.
I think a lot of people shared that opinion.
Which I agree with. Because 40 Hour Fail doesn't really have much sound.
It has a few good soundtracks in there, but
it has soundtracks,
as
but
for
it
like
doesn't have good
literal
sound
sounds, maybe not.
Yeah, whereas
Not so much.
It's Always Bloody and Carpty had a lot of sound editing. So I think, I mean, officially, it was the other way around at 1, but Mr. Brody...
40-hour film just had raw sound.
Yeah.
I don't know why a one-piece sound.
Yeah. Maybe he got it mixed around, I don't know, but...
Maybe Mr. Woodhouse had some
Yeah.
clashing ideas with Mr. Brody.
And also, I'd like to mention that was probably the largest audience at once for one of Ben's films.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think, about 200 people in there? 150?
Yeah. The Journey was also featured in the Oscars. But, yeah. I mean, how many people would have been in that theatre?
Around 150, yeah.
I bought a ticket and there was like seat numbers in there, and I think it was around 150 to 200.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people were able to see that film. Those
Even
films.
numbers, yeah.
Yeah. That was an awesome experience, and
I
it really
had the ticket actually.
it really solidified me wanting to continue doing filmmaking. Just seeing, just like the joy of everyone being entertained and having fun watching something that we've created.
I actually almost didn't make it to the Oscars either, because I had
I
work
remember.
that
Yeah, I
day,
remember.
and I ended up being able to finish an hour early, and because I originally wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
And then, as soon as I finished work early, I called, like, my parents to give me a ride to the Oscars, going, please come pick me up,
Yeah.
I'm going to be late. And I'm so glad I came, because it turns out, well, we won an award.
Yeah.
And Ollie, not incredibly verbal, wouldn't have gone up on stage. He would have been terrified out of his mind.
I don't blame him, to be honest.
So I'm glad I came, though when I showed up, I was completely in my work uniform.
Yeah.
I did not look the part.
Okay. Oscars. Water damage. This were when we were filming 40 Hour Fail. Obviously, the rain started. And we had to cut it short. I mean, originally we were supposed to just kind of follow Lachlan all the way to the dairy, but we decided to cut that all out because of the rain. Because we were scared that the water damage would destroy the cameras.
Yeah, so I don't think there was actually any damage done to the cameras.
No,
I think
the cameras were fine.
It was probably pretty close. It might have been close, to be honest.
It started raining pretty hard, so we decided we need to stop filming. In the original script, we were never meant to have that frame where it's like, due to rainfall, filming had to stop temporarily, whatever it said. That wasn't in the script, that wasn't supposed to happen, but...
Sometimes you gotta improvise.
Exactly.
Most times you improvise.
Breaking electronics,
So,
we already talked about this. In Parasite, we kick the computers that we found from the dumpster.
We also threw some keyboards too.
The keyboard was not something we found in the dumpster. Lachlan gets way into a fight. He's into it. Grabs a keyboard that is an actual working keyboard that is not from a dumpster and chucks it onto me. I don't think it broke.
no,
But-
Probably not. Those old keyboards are pretty tough.
But breaking electronics. And then 12-hour days.
Yeah, as we
You
said
talked
before,
about this,
Ben
right?
would get us in, I think, for like, maybe, it was like, what, 2 or 3 12-hour day sessions? Really tiring.
Slave labor.
Yeah.
Really tiring towards the end of it. I know a few people were getting pissed off because of him making us film that much.
Yeah, ideally, we wouldn't have such long filming sessions, but
Yeah.
we left everything to the last minute most
We were
of the time,
pressured for time.
which is our fault, and as a result of that, we did have to film everything in one big go. Because when everyone's working and we can only grab everyone together for one day, you kind of need to film everything in that one day. Especially when your deadline's like 2-3 days from then.
I think it was, what, Loki go on like a week holiday?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had about, what, 1 week to film?
Yeah, and then I had to edit as well. So, ideally, guys, I would never make us do 12-hour
Of course
days
not.
again.
And hopefully that's not the reality for 40-hour fail too. But
But yeah. Okay, that is a tier done.
Oh, family camping, that's what I was going to do.
yeah.
Which time are we done? Okay. Let's go on to this next tier then.
Tier 4.
Scrap
layer
40-hour failed dinner scene. I barely remember this.
Oh, no, I remember it.
So pretty much, I don't know how long ago, how far back from the actual dinner scene it was when we filmed it. Maybe like a month.
It was
at
a
the
few
most.
months. It was a few months.
Yeah, so it was pretty much the same concept. I think the camera shots filmed by me and Ollie were slightly different. I think I filmed the liquor cabinet instead of Ollie. Yeah, and the boys were eating Macca's instead of pizza. So that was one of the big changes.
No,
as
we
well.
actually, well, we still had Macca's in the original dinner scene too. Just one cheeseburger, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're just thinking of the. So, as part of our assessment, we had to do like what's it called? Practice shooting.
Right.
So we had to show our teacher, Mr. Brody, what the scene would potentially look like when we go to film it for real. So the first scene of 40 Hour Fail, we filmed with burgers and McDonald's food items instead of pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was so that was never actually meant to be in the final film.
No, that was always supposed to be practice footage.
Okay, well, I guess it's not scrapped, but like still something to note. I'd say.
Alright, Niall. Niall is someone who was in our Year 9 film class, and he filmed the suitcase film with
Yeah,
me.
he started it, right?
Yeah, he starred in it. It was me and him.
You two did the suitcase deal.
Yeah.
Niall.
Niall hasn't been in any other films. It was
I
just in that
remember
one.
distinctly that for the Ring film, he tried to be in our group, but you didn't let him.
Probably,
Yeah.
Was there any reason to that?
I don't know what the reason was. But
We already had like 6 people for that. It was me, Lachlan, you, Jude, Archer, and I think someone else.
right.
And I mean, the film groups, they're meant to be like 4 people, and we already had like 5 or 6. Yeah, well, Niall was a
Nevertheless, though,
actor in one of our films, and
he was an actor. He's not very well known because
That's
the suitcase deal hasn't been uploaded.
yeah, that's all he really has to do with Bean Spies films. Elk Blood was from Party Mix. What should we say?
Yeah, I mean, Iceberg was from Party Mix. What was it like? It was describing some like rare
Elk Blood
candy.
was going to be one of the rare candies we decided to use for.
And quoted by Cletus, made it Elk Blood. So, yeah, I think what Cletus gave an ultimatum to go to the black market guy or get that like super rare candy with the Elk Blood.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't remember. Parasite poster. Oh,
Yeah.
for Parasite, it was part of the junior course week, as I've already said. And we had a poster made for it by Sherry Ann, who was one of the actors in the film. That poster...
Mad Dog Sherry Ann.
Mad Dog Sherry Ann. That poster, I've actually no recollection or memory of what it looked like, unfortunately. It was made. I don't know where it is now. Probably in the bin somewhere.
It's probably more gone than the bin.
More gone in the
Yeah.
bin. That was
Probably literally
2020.
doesn't exist at all.
But yeah, there was a poster made.
Yep.
Did we talk about this?
Abuse on set.
Abuse on set.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what do we really talk about? With
I
this?
So-
wouldn't say so because abuse on set we would have covered a lot. There was a lot of set abuse.
There was a lot. Big one was when Ben just ripped into Loki and on the 40-hour fail set.
Oh yes, that was bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know, he kept on like messing up the take or something and Ben just ripped into him.
Daniel and Lachlan spent ages messing with Ben on this take. They were constantly interrupting it. It took so many times.
That's
That's the next tier.
Yeah, right. So I won't say what they said, but afterwards, I did it once.
Yeah.
And then Ben turned from just going, oh, come on, guys, stop to Lockie. Shut up.
No, and
And then he started ripping into me.
He was throwing personal insults.
He
as
was
well.
throwing deeply.
Deep insults.
I don't remember this. I remember parts of this, but I remember
So
insults.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, it was after a long day. I think Ben was really tired. Me and Lachlan were messing with them all day, so yeah, I guess it was fair enough. Although I guess it can be seen as something that broke the camel's back, right? So
Yeah, we constantly mess around with the takes on set. That's why it always takes us so long to film things because people will go quiet on set, and then they'll be halfway through the take, and then Toby will say something like, he can say anything, honestly.
Or me and Lachlan.
We've said a lot of stuff on camera.
or me and Lachlan.
I mean, we will be halfway through someone's line, and they're doing great, The acting is amazing. The shot looks great. And then someone will moan in the background on purpose, just to ruin the take.
Well, me and Lachlan did.
And as a director, that really annoys me. When we're 6 hours into the day, trying to finish it. Sorry if I ripped into you.
But then we'll complain saying, God, can we stop filming? We've been filming for so long.
So as an example...
Yeah, these guys will say, can we stop filming? We've been filming for 6 hours. And we've got like 2 shots done because they keep talking or moaning in the background. You know.
Yeah, as an example of this, me and Lachlan, while filming in, what was it, the confession cams, or not the confession cams, kind of like the introduction cams for 40 Hour Fail, me and Lachlan would constantly say this one phrase, grave robbing for morons, which ended up ruining probably around 20 to 30 takes, I would say.
If I made a blooper reel, there would I could probably put 20 instances of just grave robbing for morons being heard in the background.
Yeah. So pretty much what it is, it's an old like piece of weird media from the 90s on the internet. Yeah, quite a mysterious piece of lost media. There's still a lot of mystery around it. Me and Lachlan thought it was cool, so we just like started saying it a lot. There's more on that later as well in the next layer. So
yeah.
Can
we talk about that?
Yeah, so there was, I don't know if you guys know, but there was a skinwalker sighting in one of Ben's films.
Was there?
You can go find it. It's quite hard to spot, but yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea what Daniel was talking about.
Yeah, so there's a sighting in one of Ben's films. I'm not going to say what it is, just out of fear, but
There's a skinwalker in the background of one of the films?
yeah,
Is it 40 hour?
I can't say. Just out of fear and safety reasons.
Huh?
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys are searching for it, it's pretty tough to find. But yeah,
Skinwalkers should be in this last tier then, because not even I know about it.
Yeah, not even...
That is so obscure, not even I know about it. Should be at the bottom of the iceberg. Yeah, Skinwalkers, I don't know what film is a Skinwalker in, but okay. Ollie not wanting to film. Ollie Pringle, one of our beloved friends, but Ollie Pringle, towards the end of college, did not want to film anymore, leaving us with a bit of a pickle for 40 Hour Fail. But he pulled through. He pulled through.
And I think we can commend him
At
for
the
that.
very end, we had to rush everything, but we managed to get everything done.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair enough. Ollie was just not keen on filming anymore. But yeah, we needed his help, and he did film in the end, and it was awesome. Ollie's camera shots were great. Your camera shots were great. 40 Hour Fail was great. Mwah.
So thanks, Ollie.
Now we get on to an interesting topic. Love making scenes.
And then that after.
Yeah, we'll do that after. So love-making scenes.
Yeah.
I guess this is in No Pants Day. When Loki here, his flashback scene is he's about
To make love to my beautiful girlfriend.
Yes, to make love with his
Yeah.
girlfriend. Do you want to talk about it?
I would.
So yeah.
The best part about the scene is that leading up to it, no one actually knows it's Lachlan until he flicks his hair back, and everyone on camera sees that it's Lachlan, and everyone cracks up because we had no female actors no female actors that we wanted to do that scene with to begin with.
Yeah, that's something that Ben's going to talk about later, right?
And then I was just like, why don't we slap Lachlan in a wig? Why don't we use Lachlan? And so it ended up being Lachlan as the girl, which was such a genius move.
Yeah, it worked out so well, I think.
Lachlan slays.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, our plan was to use just a girl actor, but we didn't know anyone who would have been keen. We
weren't even keen ourselves.
Yeah,
we weren't even keen ourselves. We considered my girlfriend Alana for the role, but thought it would be way too awkward for Alana to be like passionately making out with Loki.
I couldn't even think. Oh.
Yeah,
and
that just makes
and
me
then
cringe.
Loki pulling down his pants.
Yeah, that makes me cringe.
We just didn't think that
I think the scene
anyone would be comfortable with that scene.
The scene would have been drastically changed if Alana was casted.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if anyone that wasn't us was casted. So hence we made Lachlan the girl.
Lachlan being in that scene made the scene
But-
so much
Yeah,
better.
it makes the
too.
scene much better.
And I don't know if you noticed, but when I pulled out my pants, like take off my belt to pull off my pants, They're sweatpants. They don't use a belt.
I actually did not notice that. So.
Yeah. Okay, 40-hour fail director's cut. This was kind of the original cut of 40-hour fail was about 2.5 minutes longer than what it currently is. A lot of stuff was cut out. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything.
The director's cut exists. It's out there
Yeah, it
somewhere.
exists. I think it's just more like longer, extended scenes. Like, yeah.
There's just a bit more talking. Especially in that first introduction scene when we're all introducing who we are, what our challenges. That was cut down by like a
Yeah.
minute.
So you're not really missing out much, to be honest.
And then I think there was some other stuff. Holy shit.
Damn.
Some other stuff cut out, but director's cut exists. It's about 2 minutes more. Alright. The last tier of the tier list. Let's go.
Alright.
Alright. Lachlan's Sin.
Alright, now let me get this, okay? So, in Repent, obviously, the killer is killing people who have sinned, right? And, you know, we see Loki's sin and all. He robbed the dairy and all that.
As a 12-year-old student.
But the kind of kicker is when Loki sees Lachlan dead, murdered by this guy, right? But we never actually got to see what Lachlan's sin was. And that's just a big mystery still.
It's a mystery that we don't even know ourselves.
We just threw Lachlan in there as dead for dramatic effect. We didn't really have planned.
Yeah, Repent. Is it here?
We haven't really talked
about
Early Repent concepts is also on this iceberg. So we can talk about that more in depth, but there's a reason why we don't really have knowledge of Lachlan's sin. It's because Repent was a bit all over the place. We can get to it.
So yeah, if you guys notice at the start of the film, or rather kind of through the midway, you know that Ben's the killer, right? If you go back to the start of the film with that first appearance and you pay close attention, Lachlan is actually the killer, and that stems from the earlier Repent concepts.
Yeah,
that we had.
Repent was originally going to be kind of like a Dead by Daylight film. Dead by Daylight is a video game that we were playing at the time that we really liked, and we drew inspiration from that.
Like, originally I wasn't even going to act in the film. I was going to be a cameraman.
Yeah.
And it was changed last second when Lachlan could not make it to the camera shoots. Lachlan being dead was actually the last thing we filmed.
I remember. Lachlan, he couldn't come and film because he got sick.
No, he was just sleeping in, so he wasn't making it to
He got
college.
testicular torsion.
Well, I thought that was happening at the time. That must have been for a different film. But
do we talk about this?
we're talking about this.
Okay, we're talking
Lachlan
about this.
could not make it to the film shoot because he got testicular torsion. It was crazy. And this actually happened just recently after our other mate also got testicular torsion.
And we're just outing all our mates.
I guess it's a running curse.
Anyway, Lachlan was obviously very bedridden, feeling really.
He couldn't even move
really
barely.
sick. So we had to scrap the idea of Lachlan being our main character in the early Repent concept of a Dead by Daylight kind of film. So we scrapped that. We scrapped a lot of things. A lot of ideas came from that, and we have the Repent we have today. Yeah, I mean that's why we don't know Lachlan's sin, because we didn't spend lots of time writing it. It was kind of just improv and that sort of thing. It was really rushed because we had all this ideas and storyboarding and concepts, but then we couldn't do them because Lachlan got really sick. But yeah, so Repent was going to be a very different film. Very different.
Yeah, and there's even more early Repent concepts that we didn't mention here. I think there's just like so many. I don't even think we have time to mention it here.
I mean, there was Lachlan starts off in a tree, and then he falls down to the ground, and then he's met by someone.
Yeah,
that was a concept at one point.
Even entirely different actors were meant to be casted.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got taken out. So
anyway, moving on. OG No Pants Day. This is great. So No Pants Day, as it is now, is 3 people coming together and telling their stories of how they lost their pants. Originally, it was one person who lost their pants 3 times in one day, and I was the main actor. And we filmed all of it. We filmed this mafia scene where I get kidnapped and I'm stripped naked, which is the photo on the side of the screen that you...
It's pretty hot.
Take a geezer, right?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. So I was stripped naked, tied, my hands behind my back, in this mafia dude's house, and then I break free and I run away without my pants, and then I get shot at. He runs after me with a gun. It's Lachlan playing the mafia guy, and he shoots me down the street, and I run butt-ass naked down the street. Anyway, it was great.
Yeah, and that was a complete film as well, right? It was ready to get up
Pretty much.
and uploaded. Yeah.
I had footage still. I could probably create a cut of the film, which is insane to think about.
I think we should.
I think we should do
That'd
it.
be pretty cool.
could.
Yeah, whole film pretty much scrapped.
Yeah, and but there was essences of the OG concept in the real no pen say we have today. Like, I still get hit by an issue. It's just Lachlan as an issue, and he smacks me over the head with a scooter, and then he takes my pants. And there's also a poker scene. We didn't film the poker scene, but I see a pamphlet for the poker night, and I go to the poker night. So we took ideas from OG No Pants Day for the real No Pants Day. Except for the mafia idea.
Honestly, I'm very glad we changed up because the ending product now, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It was so much better than what it could have been.
The end
But
product
the
No Pants Day is... Mwah, chef's kiss. Choco Love cutscenes. Originally in Choco Love, when they're at the playground, they jump on the Roctopus, the tire swing kind of thing.
We have a Roctopus battle.
And they kind of have like a Roctopus battle, but it's kind of also like a dialogue scene where they're like yelling at each other and like saying, "Why do you want to take my love from me?" and that kind of thing. And then it got really dark, really quick, and we had to cut it out completely.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But yeah, so that was something, we filmed it all. The footage is there. So that's cut.
Yeah.
Ring film, Lost Media. We've talked about the Ring film.
Yeah, so we've mentioned this quite a few times, but yeah, in the second half of filmmaking and as a year 9 course, yeah, we made this whole concept of like a cursed ring. If you put it on, you become possessed and start going on like a murderous rampage. Yeah, and like I had the ring. I bought it to on set. Yeah, and we filmed quite a few scenes.
We filmed a lot. We filmed the scene in the bathroom. You remember that?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
you
we
getting
filmed.
killed.
Yeah, I got killed in the bathroom. It was all filmed, and we actually never got to finish it. Reason being because Lachlan pretty much didn't come to school for about 2 weeks, in the most important 2 weeks of filming. So we couldn't get it done. So quite a lot of the film was blacked out in scenes that were meant to be filmed but just never got filmed. Then we submitted it and it became Lost Media. How?
Because I didn't have a copy of it on my drive, my Google
Yeah,
Drive.
Ben for whatever reason didn't have a copy.
And it was just my teacher who had a copy, and then our teacher, Mr. Woodhouse, he left school for 2 years to do something else, and then he came back. But when he came back, I think he cleared his drive, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the Ring film, we were filming in the gender-neutral bathroom, and people would come in like every 5 minutes and interrupt the shot. It was so hard to film, but it looked really cool.
I don't remember much.
I don't remember much, but I just remember we were really happy with it.
Yeah.
And there's also a scene in the hallway that we talked about how I tried getting Daniel to block for people. There was a scene where like Lachlan, he tries to like stab me with scissors or something, and I stabbed him with scissors, and we're on the floor scrambling, and there's like, we're fighting, and I don't know. It was good. It was cool.
Yeah, and yeah, this is the film
For
that
year 9, it was really cool.
I'm most pissed about this film being Lost Media because chances are we're never going to get it back.
Yeah. Alright, next, Grave Robbing for Morons 2.
So,
you talk about it.
This is an upcoming film that we're going to be filming, scheduled for somewhere in 2025, probably late 2025, where it's going to be like, a kind of a continuation or something similar to the first Grave Roaming for Morons, filmed like 35 years before today. I'm growing my hair out for it. It's going to be really, really good. I'm really excited to get filming for it. We're going to be filming at an actual graveyard with actual shovels. It's going to look super sus.
Oh.
But yeah, hopefully we don't get arrested or something. Yeah, we're trying to make it look authentic. We're not actually going to dig up any graves.
This is our take to say, hey, we weren't actually doing it.
No,
Yeah.
obviously,
No idea.
anything we do is fake.
This is evidence for the police.
Yeah, Daniel here is going to be directing it, right?
Yep, I'm going to be directing. You're going to be filming.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to have a part in it too. I don't think we've decided what yet, but
I'm gonna be there, guys.
Yep.
Whether it be graving or robbing, I will be a moron.
yeah, really looking forward to it. Yeah,
Awesome.
it'll be out probably late 2025. I would say, yeah.
Sweet. Alright. Should we leave No Pants Day 2 for last?
Yeah, sure.
You've just said it.
Yeah, but it's on
A little teaser, guys.
it's on the iceberg anyway. Suitcase deal. We talked about this already.
Yeah, we've talked about this already.
This is the one with Niall. My first film was the Suitcase deal film. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Yeah, hopefully he uploads it soon. Not much to think about. Probably one of Ben's first film in college. So
That started his film career. Ooh.
yeah.
Alright, No Pants Day 2. I guess this can be the announcement as well. No Pants Day 2 is in the works. Concepts are being drawn up for it, and a script will be written probably a few months from now. But we've got concepts for it. It will happen. We're excited about it because we love No Pants Day. It is such a funny film, and the concept is so unique and funny. Like flashbacks of how people lost their pants, told in a ridiculous way. So we want to do a sequel.
We're trying to make people losing pants in much more interesting ways this time around too.
Yep.
Like, I've got a few contributing ideas.
And it will be longer. We will make it longer. Because when I watch No Pants Day, I just think, shit, I don't want this to end. It's too funny.
Yeah.
So we will make it longer. Awesome. That is the iceberg.
Alright.
And Lachlan, female Lachlan, shall be making more appearances.
We will,
Especially
she will return.
Yeah.
No Pants Day 2.
Thank God.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
No,
I would hope so.
Daniel, any closing thoughts? Because you didn't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the iceberg was entertaining. There's probably a few things that I missed out here and there that probably would have been worth putting on the iceberg. You know, maybe far down in the future there could be like a part 2 of this iceberg maybe. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.